You need a cough drop?
Yeah. So we want to discuss that now. It is 10 o'clock, a little after right now. I'll call a special meeting of the Lawrence County Board of County Commissioners to order. Everyone can join me in the pledge of allegiance. I allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It looks like we have one addition to the agenda, and that will be Sidwell contract. That's your mapping service.
Yeah, it'd be the one we're switching to.
Sidwell contract for assessor. We just have one EFT for expenditure, and that was for postage stairs. So we have right now for expenditures. I'll make a motion to approve expenditures. Motion and a second to approve expenditures. All in favor?
Yes.
Everyone else as well. Have no minutes. Under public comment, 5 minutes per speaker. And we will move into our first item, our senior services ADA demand compliance response.
So I had sent this to you guys, it was a while ago. I also sent it on to CDOT. CDOT said that it looked good. So I'm just here to get that approved today and signed. If I can.
Let me take a quick peek at it again.
Okay,
It's been a while. hasn't it?
yeah, it's been a little while.
So we have the road maintenance plan in between. That was what we did last week.
Vehicle, yeah, our vehicle maintenance plan and our financial plan.
This is just the other.
Yeah, so we've always had an ADA plan. It was, before it was an ADA paratransit plan. And we don't provide per se paratransit like on a fixed route. So we have to change it to demand response compliance plan. And then added some stuff that was found in our site visit that needed to be added into it. So it's basically what we've always had with some additions to it.
Did you have concerns about it? I'm sorry.
No,
You-
and my regional manager looked at it for CDOT and said that he thought it looked solid, so.
And where did you get it?
It was from what we had before and additions from the consultant that CDOT had hired for our site visit. And she gave me templates of things to add into it.
And then I guess generally speaking, how do you feel like ADA compliance is going? Do you see any issues, any things that need to be improved?
No, one of the big things that we changed, no, actually that's for civil rights, so never mind, that was our council. The reasonable modification policy is something that we had to add in. So that just basically states that if you have a disability, we will do everything in our power to be able to provide for you, as long as it doesn't.
I'm fine with this,
Okay.
and in the past, what Elisa's done is if she's very aware of that policy. And so if there's, for example, a rider that is causing problems that she wants to exclude from the program, she'll call or we'll talk about it and stuff like that. And make sure that we're reasonably accommodating.
Yes, so that we've done everything that we could
Yeah,
to accommodate the person.
Yeah.
To the best of our ability without changing our service, so. I know we've pretty much been able to
There's been a couple, I think there was one,
Just one that I could think of.
yeah, there was one. But that one was pretty obvious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but other than that,
You do a really good job. You do a really good job at watching that aspect for sure.
Anyway, if it's.
Yeah, it's nice.
Probably find that if you guys approve of it.
He's good with it. If you guys have any questions. Make a motion to approve the Dolores County Senior Services ADA Demand Response Compliance Plan. We have a motion and a second to approve the Dolores County Senior Services ADA Demand Response Compliance Plan. Any further discussion? No. Hearing none, all in favor?
Yes. Yes.
And I'm yes as well. See, use a signature
It's just on.
just on front right there. Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. 10:15, I know Aaron was gonna be, I'll call him, and then see if he can come in Zoom. Too, but.
No, that's Steve. I told him, I just texted him and told him we were on. And
Okay.
he registered this Aaron, and he registered this morning, so
Okay.
maybe he's trying to get on.
Okay.
Probably about 10:15.
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's only 10:15, he said.
It was a shit. Sorry.
Said he may be, yeah, available, have to go to his
Yeah.
laptop, but
Yeah.
either by telephone or Zoom
Yeah.
at 10:15. So, but he is coming on at 10:15, and this is a scheduled item at 10:15. We can look at our added agenda item, that civil contract for, such as GIS. Yeah, as Dennis. had-
Yeah, it's
Already?
on that email both you.
Okay,
They made some changes for us.
Yeah, they added in our. Like PDF map and all of that,
this is the most recent version of.
cause I should have, well, I emailed both of you the most updated one, it was a while back. Basically the same thing, but as Westfall is doing.
Mhm.
They'll update everything, they'll do our website and all that as well.
How's the customer service opposed to Westfall? Do you see a major deviation? Because it seems like they have pretty good customer service for what you're doing.
Yeah, they're really good. I don't think we'll have an issue. Tony and them are really good and they think highly recommended.
A lot of other counties, most all of our other small counties.
Yeah, all the small counties that were with Westfall are now transitioning as well.
I wanted to make sure it was the one we revised. Right?
Yeah,
You say good?
I got over it. I just got.
Doesn't sound like federal.
I think.
Just saying.
On this couple.
Forever.
Yeah, weeks.
Can't take it no more.
Um,
I don't have any other choices, Phyllis, so.
Been 3 days. Oh, I had like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I had a spot for like 5 days, and then after that, I had a head cold over Christmas and all that, and now it's gone and it's popped again.
So mine is a cough.
Mhm. And Trevor had it like back in November and he barely just got the cough. So it's been like over a month. So it's exciting.
Something to look forward to, right?
Yeah. About mid-January, I'll throw a party.
Your friend brought me ivermectin yesterday.
You try playing?
Yeah, I didn't try that either.
I'm
I
a
got
big,
to read it outside.
I'm a big fan of the honeysuckers. And that one really helps. It's like giving girls a
Yeah. Looseness.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
even when I had the cough really bad, I didn't seem like getting any help. Try to cough drops, cough medicine. Weeds.
I know.
I swore we did changes to this and then, am I thinking of a different contract?
When I sent it to you the first time, we said it looked good. And then after that, I had told them they needed to add in my PDF nothing, and they did, and then I sent it again and you said it looked okay.
Yeah, so the concern I had was the termination provision, if we terminate it, we have the right to terminate it, but we have to pay for the remaining term, so. If that's the case, then we would have to budget for this regardless of whether we terminated it, so it's a 3-year term.
I'll probably go 28.
It's a 3-year term. 5,000, 5,461 and then the support. I think the big one is, so the big year is the 21,535, which,
Is the start of this year.
so the first year is 21,535, and then, and so obviously we're gonna pay that because we're gonna have it for that first year. But then just so the county knows, you can terminate the contract in years 2 or 3. But you will be subject to the 11,000 and the 14,000 in the respective years if you do terminate.
That's why we went with the 3, we discussed this, we went with the 3-year instead of a 5-year to
Yeah.
test them out.
Yeah, but just so you're aware, I mean, potentially if it's an awful service, you could get stuck paying year 2 and 3 and $10,000 and $11,000.
Don't anticipate that.
I don't anticipate it either. But technically, you're supposed to budget even if you. Well, because we have a non-appropriation, so technically they wouldn't be, and. Truth be told, if we terminated in year 2, we could say we didn't appropriate for year 2. And we probably be able to go a little bit. Okay, as long as you guys are voting. Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Give us the.
Yes.
You don't see it, I see.
It's not West Falls where it's like 2 pages. We're also gonna update our soil notes every year instead of every few years like West Falls, so there's a big ag portion in there. We're getting some extra services, but we never have those. I think it'd be nice. They're projecting that we could have our merge and website up in like 4 to 6 weeks. So.
Will that be, I mean, will the system be down at any time right now? And if
We're
it is,
down there.
okay,
They're getting it right now, though, right?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We've been down since like the 16th or 17th. So I'm waiting for the actual.
I was gonna say, at least it's a good time of year to be down, you know, you're not trying to do anything.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm going on.
So hopefully.
6 weeks, so another month, maybe.
Maybe by like mid-February, to even February, which we get other stuff. And West Falls contract ends this week on the 31st. Well.
Yes, you have an issue.
Don't have any issue, I'll make a motion to approve Sidwell contract for the assessor.
I have a motion from Commissioner Yeoman to approve the Sidwell contract for Bush County Assessor. Second the motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. And I'm a yes as well.
Getting text that my payments are declined for things I've never even had an annual subscription to.
At least it's applying the
Yes.
approved.
I know.
Like a hacking.
Yeah, like it's mail. That's what this text was, I'm saying my payment was declined.
Good.
It's like. My credit card number.
Yep. All right. We've already looked at the shoals, more category change discussion. Hey Eric, this is Eric. I got you on speakerphone here. Yeah, just opened up our meeting and moving into our 10:15 agenda item for elected official salary category change and discussion. If you can hear me, I think we can hear you okay here. If not, we can work to get you on Zoom.
Yeah, I can hear you fine. How's everybody doing?
Good, good.
Perfect. Given a summary of where we're at with this agenda item. The new CPI index came out in November for the 26 and 27 salaries for elected officials. This is based on a statutory setting of elected official salaries, and it is updated every year for that 2-year term. And Dolores County is currently at a 5C. The updated CPI index for those elected official salaries. For commissioners, it is $67,360. For sheriffs, $75,511. And for treasurers, assessors, and clerks, it is $67,360. And for part-time coroner at 5C, it is $50,225. We've workshopped this a couple of times to have discussed it repeatedly. And the reason for having it on the agenda today is if there was going to be a resolution for a changing category, the process for that is adopting resolution to change category and obtaining legislative sponsorships, because a category is changed with a bill that will go through the 2026 legislative session. And that's how the process would work. It needs to be done sooner than later in the year because of the early legislative session. Really introduced in January, and then we usually adopted in March. Does anybody have any questions on that process? Okay. So yeah, where we're at right now. Does anybody have anything?
I sort of missed the workshop last week because we were short staffed. I do think that at some point we will have to drop category, but I think doing it this year is just going to make the gap between the two commissioners and the rest of the county elected officials too great, because even if I know that in the next term, they will drop to the same amount plus whatever the CPI was that what it's called, CPI comes out at next year and the following year. So with it historically, at least the last few years being 14%. That's still going to be a big gap.
Yeah, and I mean, the way to, I mean, you can't change the cycle simply because the election,
Right.
the way that would work, but to get it back on the same cycle of the set of SIDs being higher for one term and then the two being higher for the other term. The way to have rectified that without adopting the category last year.
Or waiting until the next cycle, which would at least it would be closer to get the gap's still gonna be there, but it's not gonna be as large. Because the CPI is still going to go up
Mm-hmm.
in between now and then, so.
Yeah.
So I don't think that the two would be lower by any means. I think it would probably be pretty equal or maybe slightly above.
Mm-hmm.
If we wait.
Yeah,
And I know
Meeting
it's
the
not-
next
Yeah.
year's 2028.
Mhm.
See what you're saying.
it would
Yeah.
be that term that it would be a
I mean-
draw.
Because otherwise. Well, it just would just. It's gonna increase the next 2 years. And so,
It'll increase the next 2 years, but it will be set. I mean, the salary wouldn't be changing within those 2 years, but CPI.
No. yes, exactly, and so. It's,
And the other way to get around that would be drop classification and then at that time drop another class.
mhm. Yeah,
Can you go much lower?
Yeah.
you can, yeah, we used to be a six.
That-
We used to be a solid.
I think Dolores County was the reason they created six.
Dolores and Kiowa and Jackson, I believe it was.
Sedgwick.
Sedgwick,
As we're four starting counties?
yes, and so.
It's our claim to fame.
Mhm.
Bill Bearstein.
Yeah, so I know it's locking us in for 4 years. But,
Which that difference would be, is the total increase at a 5C would be 64,
Almost. Yeah.
is that right? 64,000. And at a 5D, it would be 39.
Sorry.
There's the benefits, the official salaries is 61.
Yeah, which would have to include benefits.
Yeah. The salary is like that.
Yeah. Which over the 4 years, I mean, we're looking at around 250,000 as opposed to 125.
well. It seems to me, looking back over the last 20 years, that anytime. A new position or a raise for a lot of other. Departments. That. Eyes were never back. We didn't bat an eye. I don't know, it just seems to be a struggle on the elected officials whenever there's a question about that, but let's. We have to rehash it,
But I mean, ultimately, I think the change that needs to be made is we need a salary schedule that is objective and can't be really deviated from. Right.
but that hasn't happened in the last 10 years, and so there's a lot of precedents for. I mean,
But it needs to happen moving forward.
Yeah, it does.
Regardless.
okay. I'm really not trying to be whatever. But when we contract immunizations to Montezuma County, but that position, the salary position remains the same. There's no cost savings to the taxpayer. I'm not sure how we can justify,
So that salary's not staying the same.
it's within $5,000.
Yes,
Because it was
and that
advertised for
is not
Brian.
accurate.
That's not
Oh.
It's
accurate.
going to be less than what is advertised as.
That was,
It
that's
it was
what-
advertised at 53.5
It was,
and
yeah.
it was advertised at 50 to 60, so that's,
Yeah, that's not.
so what is that?
I think the savings with.
What was
Montezuma
the
County-
salary gonna?
We're gonna discuss that next
Yeah, is it
workshop.
good to advertise though something that's
No, I mean, it
Not
has to be a,
accurate either, 'cause I've had people ask me that, I don't know.
It'll have to be re.
it'll have to be re-advertised.
Re-advertised, yes.
With a new
Yes,
deadline or something.
yes.
Oh, okay. That's good, cause I mean, there's people that would have probably applied for 53,000.
Yeah, no, that is gonna be less, especially with the IGA or with Montezuma County, the services that they are going to be picking up. And then that direct compensation that will be going to them.
Yeah,
It's gonna be less. It's still gonna be a savings. I'm thinking like around 60,000.
yeah,
That will be saving with the IGA.
so that's good,
Yes.
that's good. That's all I had,
Okay.
but is that,
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that will be changing.
So if you're saving 60,000 from that, and elected officials are 60, what? 61? It's a wash, right?
Yeah,
Well, there's other savings in the budget. Probably.
I mean, I'm just saying,
I cut like 40,000 out of my budget alone per year,
Only you.
so that covers those two offices. Well, plus Taylor's, cause mine would.
And it's not that much of a jump from last to this time. Everybody's talking about it, such it's not though,
When you look at where we were,
or you were, yeah.
it's a 12,000.
but if
Yes,
you look at where you
yes.
guys are to where it's at now.
No, that, yeah, that's not very much of a jump.
Mm,
And the thing is, we talk about employees, they got a raise last year, they get a raise this year. So hopefully, everybody gets a yearly raise where the elected officials don't get a raise every year, it's every 4 years. So
If you're like-
if you put all those yearly raises together, it averages out. That makes sense?
Yeah,
And with the cuts, I mean, we've cut several $100,000, but with increasing expenses, insurance. We're not seeing where we're able to cut fast enough to offset our revenues.
which I totally agree with, you know how I am about, I hate wasting money. But,
I mean, you can, it's not really saving if you save money and spend it somewhere else. Aaron, just want to check in. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I'm hearing everything. I don't know who was speaking. I guess that was Rita. I think those were same thought. I mean, those are the same conference we had on last week and the same thoughts I have today. I think, I agree. We need to save some money and probably drop your category is probably something we need to do. At some point, I just wonder timing wise if this is the best time to do that. I think I would be inclined to shoot for the 2029 cycle, start of the new, 2029, maybe that's our best route for now. So that's kind of what I'm gathering the sentiment is, but I support that.
Let me ask what you guys think.
Oh, absolutely. So what I think right now, we've got a template for a salary schedule change, that'll affect every position in the county moving over, similar to how the federal government, GS level works. Would be set. The only way that could be modified would be a total cost of living and it would let every grade and step. There wouldn't be any deviation from it. Subjective raises, anything like that, it would lock it in. Haven't quite got all the intricacies of it worked out as far as moving up your steps, but it would be formalized document. In conjunction with that, looking at where our revenues are at, what we're getting in tax revenue, as well as the decrease in state and federal funding. Trying to develop a plan to reduce force. Which has been a difficult document to generate, not because there are cuts, but it's. As Shayla reminds me, there are people behind the numbers, they're just numbers, but, so in my mind, where I think we need to go with our cuts, it would be really hard for me to not propose a change in classification with severe cuts to the county by way of benefits for our employees and the associated services that would be lost from that reduction. So that's what I.
So what do you guys feel like?
Well, all pretty much what the same thing is. Well, what Rita said, all of us in the same thing, like.
I have no idea. I mean, I'm comfortable with whatever we decide. I'm not.
Like I said, I'm willing to drop the category, everything, but it's just gonna make a bigger gap in 4 years.
And my thought is drop another category down to 6.
So we'll go lower again and the gap gets bigger.
It would be for that other set.
But it's still with the salaries that come in 2028. There'll still be a gap in there to there, even dropping a category, we'll still have a little bit.
That's the way it is. I mean, there is gonna be a gap. The gap won't necessarily grow because everybody's gonna be at the same classification. It'll just reset every few years. I don't see a path around that other than going back in time and changing the classification last year or changing the system, which is shown to be ineffective. Even looking at a different system or submitting legislation to set our own path. I mean, beyond that. I mean, set through legislation, changing it where you could.
I read that bill, that would have been the perfect answer, that bill that didn't.
With BLS.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
That would have
And
solved it all, but.
that, yeah, that fell pretty hard when rural frontier towns. And then a question 2 is, what have you done within the current system to fix the problem? Have you changed the classification? Well, no, and why do you need to change the system if you're not looking to offer those changes?
I mean, we all know that last year, that was the answer.
Yes.
Changing classification.
It would have,
And they all knew that. It was negligence. Is what it was.
I mean, to fix that. I'm trying to picture how this would look with legislative sponsors, but to fix that, I mean, willing to drop classification, go up classification, to try and at least put some equity back in it between the 2 seats and then the other seats. I mean, I don't think the legislation would be very happy with it, but I don't really care. That's what we're fixing. I just don't know how.
To do what's best for the county.
Yeah. I just don't know how to fix the process. I have my ideas on what needs to happen potentially for the county, and that doesn't align with this process. Totally, it's not an easy transitioning to it.
You're jumping off just really quick for the salary brackets, I guess you're creating,
Yeah,
are they capped?
yes, yeah, at whatever grade level you're at, capped at 10.
You mean? That's set by legislation, is that what you're?
No, this is what
Internally.
internally.
Oh, with the employees,
And-
not elected officials.
I mean, the process, so don't want to get into that too much simply because it is still a draft. He's going to be sitting down with all department heads and looking at it. But the process for that was putting in figures that would work for the county, based on what our current salaries are at, all of our employees. Looking at job descriptions and then comparing those job descriptions with those same occupations in other counties at what grade level they're at. The salaries don't match other counties, but largely the grade level for that position. And then trying to integrate. Which pretty close right now. The only thing is we have some salary positions that are high and it's tough to move them over into the appropriate grade level. Simply with years of service and everything, I don't know how to fix that yet, but
Where I've looked into the other counties, the biggest one is your sheriff's office. Their salary so isn't in comparative grade compared to other.
Which I don't think the deputies should be.
No, I don't either. I
I
don't,
think anybody that's going out there and could get
but that's the biggest,
transfer at the very
we're
worst.
so much lower
Mhm.
compared. I guess that's what I'm saying. To where like assessors or clerks, it is or but not, nothing compared to the what the sheriff's office is.
with that being said, there isn't an employee that would take a pay cut moving into it. I mean, it may be $100 increase per year to the salary, it may be more, but there's not anybody that would take a cut.
Probably it's very close.
Mhm.
That are starting salaries.
Any other discussion with that? I guess one thing, an update, just seeking tentative sponsorship through legislation. They've all been gone for the holidays and I haven't. Heard about the aid that said or the information we passed to me. Nothing concrete,
And how soon, Eric, does this actually be done? If you guys
it needs to be submitted in January, at least a resolution made and submitted, on that way you can go through. So,
But they're the bottom line. Whether they agree or not, or they accept that.
yeah, I mean.
Category.
Yeah, I don't know if there's been a resolution made to change a category that hasn't got sponsorship. I don't know if there's an example of that. I know a resolution's been made. Well, I guess a resolution has been made, but the county has sought it and then backed out of it. But I don't know if the county submitted a resolution for a change in the vote. Last year, I think there were 4 counties that were interested, but never formally adopted a resolution. And I don't know if those counties were up or down, where they were at, just interested in the change. I haven't got, CCI hasn't got back to me with any interested counties or not now for a change. But typically, it all goes through as one bill, all the counties are listed with their change. See, it wouldn't be Dolores County's bill, Island, it would just be all. So.
Sure makes it went up.
Tell you.
It was the Mesa County bill that I read. Mesa County was where they wanted to be able to cap it, not take out, but.
Because it's either 50% or a changing cap.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like where. The wording that the board could set the salaries,
I don't either.
I've seen,
Lloyd was big over that.
okay, I'm sure. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
I,
when Congress can set their own salaries, I
Yeah.
think you're,
when Congress can set their own salaries, but. I've seen lots of boards that have said, well, what do you guys really do? I just see you taking a break.
There'll be like set members of this and years of that.
Mhm.
Taylor, yeah,
Whoever was,
playing king.
I believe there needs to be a standard, but it needs to fit with what counties can actually,
right,
and it needs to be equitable across. It's just a broken thing right now. Montezuma County was 2023, March of 2023, when they moved from 3D to 3A.
So they moved up.
Yep.
And I'm
like
like,
4 positions.
where did they get all that money from?
Which they are in a real financial spot right now. Reduction, worse than
The voters are mad.
that.
And that's what comes to the forefront when they start talking budget, is the increase in, yeah. I mean, it's hard to knock on a door and be like, well, we got a raise, but we're gonna start cutting staff, hopefully.
If there wouldn't have been a change. Definitely wouldn't. Be pushing for a reduction, but. With the amount, I mean. With that, I'll make a motion to. Seek sponsorship for reduction in category from a 5C to a 5B. Is there any, having a motion and a second, is there any further discussion? Upon hearing none, all in favor of. To seek legislation for a 5C to a 5D. Yes, I'm a yes. Commissioner Davis,
Yes.
motion carries to
Reluctantly.
seek legislation to drop category from 5C to a 5D. Yes. We'll have to do a resolution. Actually. Dennis. We'll do it. Oh, that's.
Small.
For that resolution.
You should probably.
I've done a resolution drafted.
Oh,
That
Well, that's gonna
It'll
be
be $6,000.
you can probably look at.
Why don't I do that?
Well,
You're
yeah.
good at that. I'll take a look at yours, and if I feel like it needs anything.
I'll email it to you, and what, I mean, there's one section specifically. I think I may have,
Maybe we just step back and it, wasn't that what we just discussed? It was creating a bigger gap and we don't wanna do that. My brain's a little blocked.
It'll probably be around $10,000.
Huh?
We need to do your resolution, make sure to write a margin. I don't know if Shayla told you, but I don't have enough room for the words that you stick around this resolutions.
Do you want narrower margins?
No, I need wider. I need at least
Oh, I'm
an
sorry. Yeah,
inch and a half at
Top.
the top. I don't care about anything but the top.
Okay.
On the first page.
I mean, the only way to. Fix that gap would be another change in classification and then another change. Also, I think. Business, oh, Aaron, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, I think everybody else left the room.
Right.
So, do you have anything else?
No, I guess so.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Yep, bye. The only piece that I think may have gotten lower, it's just for the following reasons detailing why change. I don't, that might be a little bit more succinct.
I'll take a look at it and focus on that. I'm assuming. Oil and gas, oil and gas, oil and gas.
So that's the first one, declining oil and gas revenues. Or failed tax initiatives, diminish state federal funding, mandate for fiscal responsibility, public perception, and equity.
You're gonna leave unfunded mandates alone.
That's a good section for them.
Well,
Oh,
except those people are the ones that are giving you the unfunded
Unfunded.
mandates, so I'm not sure. Your birthday, Mom. Happy birthday. Thank you.
I don't think I have anything, any updates for executive or anything at this point.
You going to learn? Oh, we like Red Lobster. Sorry,
Oh, you good, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second that motion.
Got a motion second.
For the birthday girl concession.
All in favor of adjourning?
Yes.
I'm yes as well.
You went to Red Lobster last year.